Welcome back to News Plus, everyone. I'm Mark Seagraves. Well, it's a holiday tradition here in Washington, D.C., a Christmas Carol at Ford's Theater. Our entertainment critic, Willie Waffle, had a chance to go one-on-one with Scrooge.
So he is considered one of the greatest actors in Washington, D.C., and I'm going to concur. Okay, you're a busy man. He is Edward Gero. He is the star of A Christmas Carol, the production that's here at Ford's Theater, running through January 1st.
Yeah, this is the fifth year of this production, and I came on board when it was the first production in the newly renovated space. And I had never done the play before. I'd never seen it on stage. Of course, I grew up with some great film versions of it. And, I guess I got to that part of my career where grouchy old guys seemed to be right for me. So I was really grateful for the opportunity. It's a great story to tell. People come here to see, of course, the theater as an homage to Lincoln, of course, but to be able to see live theater in the space and to do this play, for many Americans, it's the first time they come to the theater. Yeah. And for others, it's maybe the only time they come to the theater. But it's a real community service. And on top of that, we pick a charity every year to raise funds for those who are less fortunate than us, who need to be fed and clothed and so forth. And that's a really great opportunity for all of us to do, and I'm very proud of that.
And I think this year's Covenant House, if I remember
That's right.
correctly.
Covenant House is this year, particularly targeted for teenagers and young homeless. And it's really great to be able to give back to the community in a very real way.
Well, now, everybody, I think, is familiar with A Christmas Carol. They've seen some sort of version, whether it be a classic version or the Scrooge McDuck version, or maybe something with Mr. Magoo.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what challenge does that pose to you as an actor to do something that maybe is going to be more memorable or kind of fit in with what people expect? Because I think that's kind of the pull. Do I want to do something different, or do I want to deliver what people expect?
There's more of gravy than of grave about you, whatever you are. Humbug! Ebenezer Scrooge!
It's a good question. And, I suppose like any other classic tale, whether it be a Shakespeare tale or any other, so many great actors have had the opportunity to do this piece. And there is a bit of a responsibility or a pressure, maybe, to add a new wrinkle to it. And I suppose, we looked at that, but I tend to rely on the playwright, rely on the author. And Dickens has told such a terrific story. If I serve that, I feel like I'm serving the story. That's my wrinkle, I suppose, is just tell the story as best I understand that Dickens had in mind.
What's your favorite part about playing Scrooge, one of the great characters in literature and in any kind of fiction?
Well, his journey is extraordinary. It has great polarity. He's the grouchiest, meanest, most isolated human being at the beginning of the play. And of course, I like to remember that he's also the man who is the face of A Happy Christmas. The transformation moment is really quite extraordinary when he wakes up the next day and realizes that life is worth living and service is the highest order. That's a lesson that we need to learn all the time. We need to be reminded of that all the time, and this play certainly does that in spades.
Now, you've had a great career all throughout Washington. You do a lot of work with Shakespeare. You're working on a Shakespearean play for next year, too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we're going to start rehearsals in January for both parts of Henry IV, parts 1 and parts 2, and I'll get to play the king in that. And that's an extraordinary honor for me. I played the same character in an earlier play, Richard II, the part of Bolingbroke, and now to have the opportunity to complete his arc in those two plays is a great honor.
I've been holding this back. I've been promising everybody at the station I was going to throw out a little tidbit that's going to make everybody happy and make you happy. You were in Die Hard 2, my friend.
I was.
Yes.
And I looked like I was 12 years old at the time. A very small bit. I actually went to school with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
And we were good friends in college and did plays together. And I had the opportunity to work with him both on Die Hard 2 and Striking Distance, and in our youths. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
I have one of the most famous lines of Die Hard 2. It's Fuji 601, execute published missed approach procedure and hold. One of the great lines in the tower.
You still know it.
Oh, well, it took me 8 hours to learn it. It was so, oh my gosh, it was so technical. How did, what? What does this mean? Well, there was an FAA guy there said, you know, you would say it if you're in the tower, you just say, missed approach. But because it's on the film, we have to be absolutely technically correct, and it took me forever to learn it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Ed. Really
pleasure
appreciate
to
it.
be here.
You can catch Ed Gero live in the Ford's Theater production of A Christmas Carol through January 1st. Thank you for being on News Plus today.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Thanks for that review, Willie. Christmas Carol is playing at Ford's Theater. When News Plus returns, more of Willie and his picks and pans of 2013.